Hey everyone, bloodmako here, and this is my struggle Lufenia boss fight. I'm sorry for the silence at the beginning. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure why there wasn't any music playing, or maybe the music is just too soft. Somewhere along the way also, I switched from earpiece to loudspeaker. So there might be some volume changes also. You might see me unmuting and adjusting my volume just to make sure that there's music on. But anyway, into the fight, guys. As I'm doing this commentary, I'm also uploading my cool video for Ash LD. So I hope you guys will go and check it out. I didn't get lucky this time. I was not able to pull her in the free multi that was given to us, but I mean, check out the video. You let me know whether I got lucky or not. But anyway, for this fight, the first wave is basically a fodder. You just want to get rid of them as fast as possible without taking too much HP damage. If you're running the same comp as me, Tifa, Paladin Cecile and Galuf, then HP isn't really much of an issue. I mean, Galuf will dodge like 90% of the stuff here, and with Paladin Cecile in the party, they don't really take much damage. I mean, at one point of time in the second wave, the boss was at Cap Brave and he just swung his hammer and it just did like 10k damage to everyone. And I was like, okay. Nobody was in any real danger, to be honest. I mean, that was his cap really, and it was an AoE. Maybe that's why, you know. If it was a single target, I might have issue. But if it was a single target, then Galuf would probably dodge it, you know. He's like the best tank right now. And that's also one of the reasons why I decided to bring Galuf. I'm not exactly sure whether I made a video with him in, but he is a really nice touch for this boss fight. So there is another thing I would also like to let you guys know, is that there is also a cut at the second wave. That's because I got overconfident in my blind play run through, my very first one that I did, and I I made a mistake of not paying attention to the orb. So I brought my friend Tifa in. I used her Battle Cry, which is an instant skill, and the boss, the countdown went from 1 to 0, and there was nothing I could do. In this second fight, the one that I recorded, it was also really tight because I'll tell you what, you'll see later on. How about that? This boss, if you want to call it, they are, I feel like they are chaos difficulty. They have the chaos difficulty health because or maybe it's just Tifa, you know, she just does insane amount of damage, but they melt really fast. Like right now it's what, 9 turns and they are already almost 25%. One's 33, one's 30, you know. And with Galuf just countering everything because they do some physical damage as well. In fact, I think all their attacks are physical except their giant AoE, which is not so giant when you have Paladin Cecile. But yeah, so Galuf will just counter everything, and Tifa, you know, doing Tifa stuff. It is really the second wave that is the issue because, you know, they are the real boss, the Lufenia fight and everything. But the up condition, right? Let's talk about the up condition. I mean, there's nothing to this fight, to be honest. Up condition is to damage them with Holy or Lightning. And you might be thinking, hey, Lightning, why not just bring Lightning, right? Especially if you have Ash LD right now. You can just, you know, delay them until you kill them basically. But no, I opted to bring Paladin Cecile mainly because, well, my previous video I already used Lightning, so I was like, nah, let's give her a rest. But also because these bosses, they will get an aura. Yeah, here's the cut, but yeah, it's just me failing. If you're fast enough, you can actually see the exact situation that I was in before I restarted. But yeah, I didn't. These bosses, right? The aura. If you take 20 turns in a row, yes. So very easy to do with Lightning with EX and Ash assisting. or with Terra. Basically, the boss will gain an aura where you will only hit one Brave, and you will not do any HP damage at all. Either none or one, I can't remember. It did not happen for my this playthrough, but yeah, that is also why I was reading the description at least. That is why I didn't bring lightning. Another mechanic which is very irritating for this particular team, if you notice, is all physical. And these bosses, after they do their all attack, which is really soon, they will gain a blue aura, and when they are in their aura, they will absorb any physical attack. Any and all physical attacks, if I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure they absorb range attacks too. I did not really test that. But you'll see right now, Galuf counters for a bunch of damage, but it is all absorbed. So for my particular team comp at least, it is not really an issue because if you notice, they are actually going to do a single target attack. And yes, it's a physical attack, so Galuf will always dodge it. Especially with his EX up. His EX and his S2. Yeah, he will always dodge it, so you don't have to worry about it. The only thing you really need to worry about is the AoE count, which if you notice, it is getting pretty low. So I had to burst really early with Paladin's Shield. If not, I will have to summon. It was one or the other, and I decided to keep the summon later on for when I use my friend Tifa support. So yeah, so basically it's the AoE count, and I'm not exactly sure why. I noticed that sometimes when Paladin's Shield is at 1, I'm not sure if it's just me not paying much attention, you know, the damage is not doing to 2 targets or whatsoever, but sometimes the AoE will just tick down even though that particular boss just took damage. It could be just me not paying attention. I mean, I did this afterwards, so I'm mentally drained really. But yeah, so I opted to refresh the Holy enchant, the party one that Paladin's Shield gives, when it is down to 2 turns. That is one thing that you might want to pay more attention to in your own run. But yeah, so my first run I didn't pay attention, I was too tired, I made the mistake, so be very careful with the AoE count. And the AoE count will also disappear at 79%. So if it's you see it disappears in the burst, so you don't have to worry about it. So I don't think it's possible. Maybe with some calls, you know, with the right calls, it might be possible to just rush the boss down to 79% without bringing a holy party member. But then you might have difficulty in the later part of the stage at the 49% where the AoE comes back. But I'm not sure, you can play around with your calls, you know, if you really want to. I was thinking, right, in the blue aura they absorb physical attack, but it is possible to just use magic attacks to you know, break them, because the aura disappears once they are broken, or once they do the HP attack, because I noticed that once I do the HP attack they stop absorbing. But yeah, so you might consider bringing a magic holy enchanter, which is basically Kuja, but at this point of the game, Kuja's pretty useless, sad to say. I mean, he's sitting in if you saw my boss rush, he was sitting for 1000 only. And that's with it. I mean, Ultima didn't have much potency then, but 1000 is really sad. But yeah, you know, with the right team comp, he could be viable. Seeing as how they are targeting you to bring to do lightning and holy damage, I'm pretty sure Ash does holy and lightning damage too, so she's definitely a good choice here. She and Nacho Boy, Elnash, are a really good comp if you think about it, because Ash gives EX charge, and the whole issue with Nacho Boy is that he needs the EX charge. He wants the EX charge very desperately because he wants to put terror on the bosses, and they're immune to lock. but they are not immune to terror, so you can just stun lock them, especially in the all stance. You know, they will basically never go again. But you have to let them take a turn, because if not, they'll gain that weird aura where you do once. So what I understand from this fight, or what I gathered from this fight, is basically a race to kill the boss before the orb gets to 0. Because if you think about it, the orb only increases by 1 every time you hit them with the right element, and you have to take the boss. The boss has to take a turn. So basically, if you're not running a counter comp like mine with Galuf, the boss will always be -2, because your action counts as 1 and then it minuses 1. Unless I could be wrong there also. It could be as long as there's a holy enchant, you'll keep increasing by 1, which I think that's the case. But again, the boss have to take a turn. So and the limit is 10 only. So you will notice that you'll be dancing around 4 and 6 quite often. And to me personally, I find that's a very dangerous dance. So yeah, pay really close attention to the orb, and maybe bring some holy, maybe bring Kuja as a call. You know, you never know when you need him. I brought Emi, which I didn't really need to use her because I was worried about the 20 turn count, and I kind of brought her because of the blue aura, where I am not able to break them. So I was thinking, you know, if Galuf cannot dodge, then maybe I'll just, you know, do her gravity and make it 0. You know, at least Galuf won't die if he takes 2 in a row, at least, because he has last 10. Right now they are in their stupid white aura. It's not difficult, it's just annoying. So there is, I think they do gain some brave reduction, because for some reason Tifa is not hitting as hard. They also sap, which is super annoying. But if you do break them, you see the one that is gonna do an all attack, right? That is the one that you kind of need to worry about, because that is a HP attack. It's an AoE HP attack, and that's the one that you need to worry if you don't have a healer, because you might not be able to make the HP requirement. But yeah, I'm not sure if you notice also, but I'm actually focusing 1 down only, because first of all, there's no rage mechanic for these bosses, and when 1 hits 49%, only that particular boss will reactivate its orb. So you know, there are some bosses where at 49, as long as 1 hits 49, both will reactivate. No, this one only 1 activates. So it makes managing the orb so much easier, especially with so much single target damage coming from Galuf and Tifa. I mean, Paladin Cecile can keep the orb active. If you really want to get both down to 49%, then I mean it is possible, but you have to be very careful with the orb count, like what I was doing at the very beginning of this fight. As you just saw, I basically face tanked the AoE HP attack, and you saw that the amount of health damage that we received was really low. It could be due to our Paladin Cecile. I mean, he brings so much to this team. But yeah, so you don't have to worry so much about the HP requirement, especially with Paladin Cecile and Galuf in the team. Galuf with passive healing, and Paladin Cecile with his burst healing. You don't really have to be stingy with Galuf's LD too, because for me at least, I replaced him, because I mean, it's kind of impossible to replace Paladin Cecile in this point of fight, because you kind of need him for the orb requirement. You can replace your own Tifa, I guess, but I wanted to, you know, maximize the amount of damage I can do in the summon, so I replaced Galuf instead, because I don't really need him to protect my teammates in the summon. So yeah, you know, just really go ham with him. You know, you saw me doing some HP pluses here and there, and some covers. I didn't really need to, on hindsight at least. I could just use his LD and or use his S2. You know. But yeah, once you reach this point of the fight, just be very careful with that one boss op criteria op count, which is what I didn't do in my first fight. I brought him all the way down to 1, and I was like, okay, I'll bring my, Tifa in. I will use her battle cry, and then I'll summon. And the minute I press the battle cry, I heard the op condition. I mean the op going off, and I'm like, shit, shit. I screwed up. And there was no taking it back, man. So I had to restart it all over again. I mean, Galuf would have survived, but I mean, at that point of time, it didn't really matter. So yeah, I would just recommend you to just kill one off first, then focus on the other one. The turn count is quite tight at 65 turns, but is it 60 or 65? I can't really remember. It's one or the other. It's really tight. But okay, if you notice right now, I'm at 35 turns, 36 turns, and I ended the fight with I think 40 plus turns. So you only really need about 10 plus turns to take the boss down, the other boss down at least. That includes with summon as well. But yeah, you once you bring your other Tifa in, you're kind of you don't really have to worry anymore. And right there, I didn't bring Tifa in. I didn't summon. I didn't do any of those. It's mainly because I wanted to bring Tifa in when the boss was standing. Because I wanted him to go into his stupid blue aura first, if he was going to, and let Galuf dodge and then swap them in so that I won't have to worry about the HP requirement. But yeah, right here I was like, I still have Emmy. That was a mistake, basically. And I was like, instead of Emmy, I could have brought maybe another, another core that can increase the HP damage taken by the boss, stuff like that. So you guys can just adjust your cores accordingly. But if you really want to play safe and bring Emmy, that works too, So yes, after this all, and once the boss takes his turn again, I will swap out. Which is why you see my turn count being so high. Technically, if I had just swapped out immediately after, or before all this nonsense, my turn count would have been way lesser because he died in summon. So, and I believe my support Tifa had just used 1 or 2 meteor. What's the attack called? Her LD basically. So if I had just summon and replace Galuf immediately, my turn count would definitely be way lower. But yeah, you see he dodged it again. So yes, this was another one of my mistake. As you notice, the op counter went to 0. I was like, shit, do I need to restart again? And then Galuf counted, and I was like, oh, will it increase to 1? Because technically it's still 0. It has not gone off, And that's what actually happened. It went back to 1. I swapped out, and this time I didn't make the mistake of using her battle cry. I immediately summoned and then doing all the Tifa shenanigans. In case you guys don't know, the way you play Tifa is very simple. I think I kind of explained it in my previous video. I'm not exactly sure, but you want her to always have Brave, like Garland's EX. It was exactly the same way. All her skills, other than her battle cry, will always want her to have Brave at cap, because it flows over to the next HP dump. So I guess at this point on the stage, if you guys manage to reach here, it is more or less a home stretch really. You guys are done. There is no way that the op count will tick down to 0 before you do all that stupid damage that Tifa does. So yeah guys, I hope you guys are able to clear this. It is not a particularly difficult fight. It's just more of paying attention to the op and racing it down. With Tifa on your team, that shouldn't be an issue. So as usual, my artifacts and spheres are at the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's not easy to make actually, and thanks guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.